that I had read something about that, and I had to clarify that right now because Soul Calibur, fan favorite here.
Oh, Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur
I
5.
thought you said Soul Academy.
No, 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 no. Soul Calibur.
No, no, okay. Soul Calibur, I was the the narrator, I should say. I did the narration for Soul Calibur 5 and 6.
The more you know.
And in my opinion, 6 was the better written one. For me, anyway, as a narrator, it was much better. Yeah, it was cleaned up a little bit. Script writers learn as they go too. A series often will get better a lot of times. The same actors, the same action, same everything, and you wonder what changed. The scripts got better. It's often the case. I was the narrator for 5, and the client, as we call them, the owners, you might say, of the property, contacted the studio and said, "Can you get that guy back?" And they called me and said, "Sure, no problem." The voice that I used was not the one that they were asking for when I auditioned. One thing to do as an actor, if you go into an audition and they want you to try this, want you to try that, they'll have a couple of ideas. If something strikes you as a good idea for a voice for that character, or you just want to try something new, ask. Now, a lot of times they go, "No, we don't have any time," and they don't, you know. But these are studios that people have known for years. They know me and respect me, so if I ask, they know I won't waste their time either. So I was saying, you know, lines like, you know, in the beginning when the warriors were created and this blah, 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 or whatever the dialogue might be. They wanted to try it a couple of different ways. And so I did both ways. And I thought, I have an idea though. I said, "May I try it? Another one?" I said, "Sure." So I said, "In the beginning, when the warriors were created." And they thought, oh, yeah, I thought this would sound better with the Zemnis voice would sound a lot better. And they liked it so much, they took my audition and put it on YouTube. Straight up and just put it for the trailer for the game. And I loved it. There were, you know, people were, the comments, you just scroll and scroll in the comments. I loved it. I got about 3/4 of the way down. One of them said, "Is it just me or does it sound like Zemnis is narrating this?" But that's what I did. I took
I've been caught.
Yeah. That's what I chose to do as an actor. I took a chance, and that's the one that they picked, you know.
But you see, that's the reason why your extensive career and reasons why people call you, because on the fly, as you chose Zemnis to voice the narrator for Soul Calibur, that's pretty impressive. That's very impressive, actually, because being that, I mean, the way to be able to recycle it into a totally different aspect, because Kingdom Hearts and Soul Calibur, fantasy, but far different.
Well, yeah, for what I have as the narrator using that voice, I don't use it in the same way as I do leaving us, leaving us, leaving us, leaving. When somebody new comes in, by the way, we have to say, one of us, or 2 or 3. A little story there. I did the very first convention ever in Darwin, Australia. 2 of us, 2 of us, 2 of us, 1 of us, 2 of us, leaving us, leaving us. They had never had a con there. Now, those of you who know the scene, Australia is a very, very busy convention country. Got a lot of cons.
Have you there with conventions like that?
Tons of them. But Darwin is far, far away from everything. Remember, you can be in Australia and say they have a lot of cons, but the closest one will be 2,000 miles, 3,000, 4,000 miles away from you. It's just a big old continent, right? So I get to Darwin, and remember, these folks have never had a convention, okay? There were tons of them. They were cosplayers. They were great fans, but they don't know the culture like you guys, okay? So I say, drum roll, please. What do you do?
Drum roll, baby.
That's right. You guys are on it, right? So for some reason I had to introduce something or whatever, but I said, "Oh, look at this. Drum roll, please." And they all
Crickets.
I said, said, oh, let me do it. So I taught them to do the chair and the feet and all that stuff. But that was the first time they ever came across that, because as many as there were that wanted to have a con and to cosplay and do all this stuff, there was no place for them to go, so they were hungry for it. And so I taught them that, and I taught them the man-sex story also.
So,
I'm gonna crack them up on that one.
sorry, you threw me for a while there. But, man, that's crazy. I didn't know Australia big into it, but not so much into it like that. Besides hobbies and everything else, do we have any questions from the audience? Anybody feel like asking, talking to Kurama, talking to Zemnis, talking to...
Oh yes, absolutely. Characters or my career or stories or...
He is a woodworker.
Yeah, or the
a
business, whatever, about like we're on strike right now about certain things or the questions you want to ask.
And if you like to, we got our mic up there.
Yeah, well, thank you. Good idea. Yeah. Now make sure you speak into the mic like this, because it's amazing when people are given a microphone, they start doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
How's it like voicing your characters for the show of Naruto? You know, Kurama.
How was it like, you say?
How's it like to voice your character, Kurama?
How was it like to voice your character for Kurama?
Okay. Kurama was always a challenge. Kurama has always been a kind of a stretch.